Hi there, and welcome back. It's Lisa from Critters'n Ink Designs in Ontario, Canada. Um, Let me just get this set up here. What the heck is that? Oh, got a thing at the bottom. Oh, here. There we go. I tell you, every time I do this, it's like doing it for the first time. Anyway, hi. It is, what day is this even? I don't even know. September the 9th already. I just feel like I don't know, the summer flew by, September's flying by. We have three out of the littles are all in real school now. Two of them graduated from daycare to junior, two went to junior kindergarten, and one is going into grade 1. I can't believe that Isla is going to be 6 next month. I feel like she was just born. I don't know. It just goes so fast. So if you are, just joining me, I just dropped my kit all over my desk. If you're just joining me, please say hi and tell me where you're watching from. I would love to know where you're coming from. Today I'm going to be doing a birthday card. September is a really busy birthday month for me. And I usually have my birthday cards done like the previous month or even a couple of months ahead. And lately I've just been like oblivious. And I don't know why I'm so oblivious, but my August birthday cards went out at the end of August instead of the beginning of August. And I do have time to get my September ones in the mail, except for one. I missed one for September the 1st, and I do apologize for that. Hopefully she's gonna watch today. Sorry, JD. Totally screwed up on that one. But we did acknowledge her birthday, and I hope it was a good one. So today I actually cased this card from a lady in the States. She's a demonstrator called, let me just look it up on my notes. Robin Armbrecht, who is a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the States. And let's get that out of there, right in my face. Anyway, she's very clever, and she had done this card, and I just thought it was super cute. And I do need, as I say, several cards for September. So this is going to be a couple of them. Let me just go down to my desk and you can see what it looks like. Isn't that cute? And then this comes out like this. So it stands up like this. Isn't that sweet? So fun. And to do the embellishing for the designer paper, I'm going to be using the Memories and More Celebration Expressions. And it comes with these great papers. Good grief, come on. So it comes with these. I've used quite a bit of it already, but these pieces are, I think they're 4 by 6. They are 4 by 6, and they're double-sided. And isn't that cute? And I've used so many of them, I can't remember how many you get of each one, but that's really cute. And actually, I used this one to put on the envelope. So I just trimmed it and then glued it to the flap of the envelope so that there were candles on the back of the card, because I didn't really think this is for a guy, so I really didn't think any of the other ones, for me anyway, weren't suitable for the guy. Did I address that? Yeah. So that's the envelope flap there. So I cut this one to like 2.5 inches, and then I just glued it down and did it that way. So the back side of that is this really fun bubble. That's that one again. And then we have this stripe. I don't have a lot of these left, but and then this, so we're going to use this today too. Isn't that cute? And there's some more of those candles. So those are the big ones, 4x6. Uh-oh, what did I do? I think I'm okay. And then we have a whole pile of these smaller ones that are, let me just measure that. They are 3x4. So you have, they're all double-sided as well. So we have the stripe on this side and then this little really cute piece on the other. So you could just like stamp, you know, like this happy birthday, you could just stamp that right in there. So we have that one. And then we have, well, let me grab one that's intact here. So this one, I punched holes out of these ones already. So I'll just get those out of there. So we have this one that says thanks in many different languages. And then on the other side, it's a really cute polka dot. So I've used one, how many? 2, 4, I think there's 6 of each. I'm not sure, but pretty sure there's 6 of each. So there's that. And then we have this stripe. And then on the other side, we have these banners, which is kind of cute. Then we have a diagonal stripe with like a blue star on the back. And then we have this, looks like, I'm going to say either Timid Tiger or Peach Pie. I'm not really sure. I wonder if it tells you the colors on the back. I don't know where my little label is. I'm not sure what the colors are on here, to be honest. But to me, it looks like either Timid Tiger or Peach Pie. And then on the other side, we have like, it says, what a crowning achievement. And it's got a, like a crown on it. It's kind of fun. And this looks like Berry Burst to me. A Berry Burst stripe. And then on the other side, it's like a little note card with a banner. It's kind of cute. And then here's some more of that, a crowning achievement piece with the peach pie on the back. That's the same. And we've seen this one before and this one before. So yeah, it's a great package. And I just think they're lots of fun. And it just gives you an alternative to having the big giant sheets of designer paper. I think they're super cute. And I just keep them. I have these, I've shown you these before that I keep my paper pumpkins in. These are the, oh, what are they called? Avriel medium envelopes. And I just keep them in here because it's really handy. I keep all of my embellishments in here. And then if you aren't aware, Stampin' Up! Is changing their packaging from these to envelopes like the ones that our dies come in. And that'll be starting to change over. I'm not sure. I can't remember. I read the email and I can't remember it now, but in the near future, they're going to be switching from these. Whenever something new comes out, they're going to be coming out in the new packaging, which is going to be similar to this. And then, oh, you know what's really great is when the new die packages come out, after whatever they have in stock goes, that they're going to have the pictures of the die on the front, which is great. Now, we did this. My friend Catherine, who is also a demonstrator, she did these for us. She kind of made a template. And I've been kind of doing it a little bit myself when I have time. But I think that is great because I just stack them in I have a plastic box, plastic shoe box, and I have them all alphabetically. And I just whip through and see what the dies look like. So it's kind of great. So I'm excited about that. So if you have a bunch of these cases, which you can still buy them empty, you get 4 in a set. I forget how much they are, but they're not expensive. You could put these things will fit right in here as well. I have a friend she's puts hers, she stores hers in little these boxes here. So I feel like I'm really anxious today. I don't know why. It's a beautiful sunny day, but I'm having trouble getting the words out, so bear with me. It's been a kind of a stressful, I always stress out when I have to do a live, which is why you don't see me very often. I'm trying to get over that, but I do enjoy it once I get going, but it takes me a few minutes to get going. So anyway, bear with me. So we're going to be making this card today. I just thought this was really fun and I really liked it. And as I say, I had a bunch of birthdays that I needed to get done for this month. So to do this, your card base is 4 1/4 by 11. And Robin also did one that was 5 1/2 by, I think, 8 1/4, 8 1/2 to do it portrait as opposed to landscape. But we're going to do the landscape one today. And then I also have some cardstock. So this is Lemon Lime Twist. And then this is Azure Afternoon. So I will post the dimensions on my blog when I post the picture, but I'll tell you as I'm going what my dimensions are going to be. And then if you want to take a screenshot, you can certainly do that. Or actually, you know what? I'll just lay it like this. And if you want to take a screenshot, go right ahead. Let me get my little head out of the way there. So I got this. I got this. And I got that. And I got that. So BW is basic white. And then, or DSP to go on top of this, this mat. So this mat is going to be 3 by 4. And you can put basic white or designer paper on top of it. On this one, I did use designer series paper. And then I just stamped on top of the designer paper. So this one is for here. And then you need 2 pieces of 2 1/2 by 4 and 2 pieces 2 by 4. And then out of this one, I'm going to cut 2 that are 1 3/4 by 3 3/4. And on this one, I'm going to cut 2 that are 2 1/4 by 3 3/4. Okay, so if you want to go ahead and grab a screenshot of that, I'll give you a second. So this is Lemon Lime Twist, Azure Afternoon, and then this is the Celebrations, Expressions, Memories, and More cards. Okay? All right, so why don't we get started? So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to score my card base. So I've got my, just get this card over here out of the way. So I have my trimmer here. I'm going to scooch down so that you can see, and I'm going to zoom in a little. Maybe not. This does not want to zoom in. Oh, here we go. All right, so I'm going to move this down so you can see where I'm scoring. So the first score line is going to be at 2 3/4. And the scoring one is the lighter color. You have two blades. The scoring one is the lighter one. So 2 3/4. Then I'm going to score it at 5. And then I'm going to score it at 6. And then I'm going to score it at 8 1/4. So all the way over here to 8 1/4. And that is our card base. Super, super easy. So when we want to fold it, can you see the score marks? Yeah, you can see them there. Okay. So the first one, I'm going to fold in. So the 2 outside ones, I'm going to actually fold towards the inside. And I'm just going to burnish that with my bone folder. And when I lay these 2 together, I want to make sure that they're together and not overlapping like that. Just burnish that with my bone folder. And then these two guys, I'm going to fold to the back. But again, I want to make sure that I'm straight. So I'm just making sure that my edges are lined up here. And the same with this one. I'm going to fold it to the back as well, but I want to make sure that it's nice and straight. There we go. So here's our card base. So this is going to look like this when we have our card done. Okay. So then we have our designer paper, or I mean our cardstock. So I've got my two pieces that are 2.5 by 4, and they're going to go here and here. And then my two pieces that are 2 by 4 are going to go here and here, like that. And then this one, the cardstock is 3 by 4, and then my design, I'm going to be putting a piece of designer series paper on here. Well, a piece of the memories and more. And I'm cutting that down to 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. And I'm going to glue that right there. Okay. First though, what I want to do is I'm going to take my lemon lime twist ink, and I'm going to take the happy birthday from the Layered Thoughts. This is a great, you know, we got this, I went to convention in March and we got, this was one of our giveaways. And I thought, oh, I don't really like it. But the more I use it, the more I love it. It's one of those things that it kind of creeps up on you. You just, if you didn't love it at first, you eventually do. So I'm going to grab the happy birthday. And I need a block. No, I need the big block. So for this one, you're going to need your, which one is this? Your E block, which is your big one. One of your big ones. Not the biggest one, but a big one. And I also have some little note papers. What do you call these? Post-it notes. So on the outside, I want to do it on the outside. I'm going to line up these Post-it notes along here. This one score line, whoops, because I don't want ink going onto the back. I just want this to kind of mask off this area. Now you can use masking paper if you want to, but I just have these Post-it notes on my desk, so I'm just using these. So if you're just joining us, if you wouldn't mind saying hi and telling me where you're from, I feel like I'm kind of talking to myself. So if you wouldn't mind just saying hello so I don't feel like I'm on my own over here, that would be great. There, so I've got the two end panels masked off. So I'm going to load it up with lemon lime twist ink. And I'm just going to kind of stamp it randomly. Well, not randomly. Oh, that didn't work very well. I'm going to stand up so I get this lined back up. I may have to redo this. Ugh, that looks terrible. I'm going to grab another piece of paper and redo that part because that does look dreadful. Okay, give me a minute. Just grab another piece of paper. Okay, well that's a nuisance. All right, so it's just 4 1/4 by 11, which is easy. I'm going to zoom out here a little. So 4 1/4. Let me close this because sure as heck I'm going to get ink on something. 4 1/4 by 11. And we're going to score this at, here's my notes, 2 3/4. Now, the other day, I'm doing an event with somebody in November, and I was madly trying to get my kits ready. And I grabbed my cutting blade instead of my scoring blade, and I had to start again, which I'm sure everybody has done that at least once. It's kind of a nuisance. So I'm going to score it at 2 3/4, and then at 5. Just put that there. At 5, and then at 6, and then at 8 1/4. All right, so let's try this again, shall we? So let's mask this puppy off. So annoying. Ugh. All right, so let's do this side first. So let's try it again. All right, so make sure that it stamps this time. Beautiful. And then, how do I want to do that? Still didn't stamp the greatest. Now, I'm going to put, let me find a piece of paper. Put a piece of paper over here because I want to come over like this, like that, and then put this here. Okay, so I just wipe up my ink here so that I don't spread it all over town, and then we'll do the same thing on the other side. Like that. And oops. So don't forget to say hello. I'm gonna go this way like that. All right. How do I want to do this? I want to make sure that they're both facing kind of the same way. So I'm just going to fold these in. Yeah, so I want this going this way. Okay. Try not to get it on the other piece there. So I'm just using lemon lime twist ink on lemon lime twist paper. And then I'm just going to stamp it down there. Okay, good enough. So I can take these off and clean up that ink before I get it on things. So there's not a lot of stamping in this one. Just give this a quick clean. All right. So that is that happy birthday. Oh, I'm going to leave this on here because we're going to use it again. So let's get that out of the way. So let's go ahead and burnish our card front. It is such a beautiful day here. I'm going to get out on my bike later. It is gorgeous. It's a little nippy. I'd have to wear long sleeves for sure. But the sun is out and it's just a beautiful, beautiful day. And did anybody see the eclipse the other night? We missed it. We thought it was going to be later. And then when we checked with all the info, it was at 7 o'clock, and we were looking at like 10 o'clock to see what time it was going to be on. So that was kind of a bummer. But yeah, I just want to make sure that my two sides are lined up here. All right, so let's go ahead. And all I can say is I'm really glad I didn't glue my insides in earlier, because I would have been totally bummed. I would have had to recut out all my cardstock. So we're going to go ahead and put this cardstock in here like this. So I have my glue. I keep my glue in a little bottle like this, but I use the Tombow glue that you can find on our website. It's my favorite glue, but I just really like the little fine tip bottle here. It's my favorite. All right, so I'm going to pop that over here. Keep my little tail out of my way. And then this is going to sit here. And I'm making sure that when I line up my tops that they're lined up. I want them to be, you know, the same distance top and bottom. So pop that in there. Hi, Carol. Thanks for joining us. Tulsa, Oklahoma. I've never been to Oklahoma. There. Okay, so these are these card pieces, and so now I'm going to cut my 4 pieces that I need from the Memories and More. So I've got my trimmer, and I need 2 of these that are 2 1/4 by 3 3/4. So how am I going to do this? I'm going to go, how big is this? 4 inches wide. So I want to go, I'm going to go 3 3/4 this way. And then I can cut my 2 3/4. You see it better up here? Yeah. I'm going to go 2 3/4 this way. So 2 3/4 and 2 3/4. And I'm going to keep this because I could put this on the inside of another card. So then on this one, I need this to be 1 3/4 by 3 3/4. So I'm going to cut this at 3 3/4, which is my height. You know what? This is directional. I'm going to do it this way. Oh no, that's right. Yeah, 3 3/4. Okay. Yeah, this is directional. So I want to make sure that my balloons are going to be the right way, because the 3 3/4 is going to be my length. So 1 3/4. And 1 3/4. Alrighty. So then these are going to go on here like this and like this. Oh, I cut these wrong. Let me just measure that. Got that one wrong. So 2 1/4. This is 2 1/4. What did I cut them at? 2 1/2. 2 1/2. We want 2 1/4. Oh, okay, the balloon ones are right. It's these guys that I want, 2 1/4. Yes. And 2 1/4. Do as I say, not as I do. All right, so these guys are going to go here, like that. Okay, so let's get these glued. This is cute too. Maybe I could just use that. You know what? I'm just going to use the stripe. I like it. No, because I'm going to put a stripe in the middle. Never mind. Never mind. I'm going to use that other stripe to put in the middle. There. I'm surprised I don't have Georgie climbing all over my desk. Oh, I wonder if I kept it. Yesterday, Georgie jumped on my desk and I was stroking her back and I let my hand kind of go over her tail. And then, I wonder if I kept it. I pull out this, I thought it was a burr because she goes out in our yard and we have burrs on the far side of our yard. And I pull it out thinking it's a burr, and it's actually a little embellishment, a little shimmery embellishment stuck to her tail. So I pulled it out with a bunch of little hairs, and I don't think she was too happy with me. But anyway, I thought, well, you have your butt on my desk often enough. It's surprising that this is the first time I pulled a gem out of your rear end. Well, it wasn't really on her rear. Oh, that's upside down. It wasn't really on her rear end. It was on her tail, but still. There. Isn't that cute? Almost done. This is such an easy card. I just love it. All right. So now for this one, I have, let's grab one of these small pieces. And which one? I used this one the last time. You probably still use it. We'll use that one too, since I actually love it. So I do need to trim this down. So my designer paper is going to be 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. So let's just give this a little quick trim. So 2 3/4. And again, don't throw these little pieces out. You can use them. 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. And then I'm going to take that happy birthday stamp and I'm going to ink it up with the Memento Tuxedo Black. You know what I've started using instead of the tuxedo? I mean, I use both of them, but I really love the Secret Sky. The new in color, the Secret Sky. I absolutely love that color. All right, so here I have the happy birthday. And it's going to be snug, but I'm going to get it on there. I'm just going to make sure that I really push it down well. Beautiful. Love it. Okay. Cover of ink. And then this is just going to go right on to our Azure Afternoon. Like this. And then I'm just going to glue this like right into here, like that. And I want to line up, make sure that I line up my tops and bottoms. And of course I want that centered, pretty centered. I don't think it's perfectly centered, but that is whatever. So that when I open it, I'm going to let it dry for, oops, I need to go up a bit. There. So when you open it, it's going to sit like this. Isn't that cool? I love this. So super cute. And then you just close it like this. So now for the front, I'm going to use some of these little pieces here. And I took out my Stylish Shapes dies. And I'll tell you, that's one of those die sets that, whether they retire it or not, I'm never, ever giving it up. It is one of my favorites. And all of my layering, like my layering rectangles and the circles and all those deckled circles, I'm never giving those up. If they retire them, too bad. I'm going to keep using them. I just love them. All right, so I want one of these because I want the dots on the other side. So I'm going to have one of these, and maybe I'll use this other little piece, although it doesn't have much of a contrast. No, I need something with a bit more contrast. Let's see. Maybe that one. There. Okay. So, where are my dies? Oh, I just had the darn things. What did I do with them? Don't you hate that when you have, oh, right here. When you have something in your hands and then you look and they're not there. All right, so these are the Stylish Shapes dies. I absolutely love these. So let's see, I'm going to use I got a little magnet here because these little stinkers are hard to get out. I have the smallest, no, that's too small. Which ones did I use? I used the third from the smallest, the fourth from the smallest, and then the second largest. So let's see, how do I want these? I think I'm gonna switch these two guys, like that and like that. Okay, so yeah, I started to say, so all of my layering dies, any of my retired stuff that I sell, those layering dies are not going to be them, because who can't always use a layering die? I'm forever making, well, if you know me at all, if you're familiar with my channel, I love to do shaker cards. I'm going to show you one that I did the other day. Look at this. This is part of an upcoming class, so you will see the video at some point if you register for the class, but isn't that the cutest thing? Oh, I love it. Okay, so let me grab my cutter, my die cutter. I feel like my lights are flashy. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to pop these on here. I'm going to cut this one just because I think I kind of need the room. I'm going to put this one here and then this big one over here. And that way I can run all three of them through at the same time. So I'm using my number 1 is my base plate, and then my shim is part number 2. And then I have 2 number 3 cutting plates. So let's go ahead and run, whoops, this guy shifted. Run these through. All right. Okay. So let's see. So on this card, I used the, what was this? The Arched Wishes. Maybe I'll just go grab that. That's a great stamp set. Arched Wishes. And I love this set. And honestly, I don't take it out as much as I should. I really, really like it. And I don't use it as much as I should. So I'm going to pop this Make-A-Wish right on here. Grab a block. Now, what color will I do it in? Maybe Berry Burst. Let's try it. Let's grab Berry Burst. I'm just going to try it on a scrap. And I got ink all over my... There we are. Look at, I got ink all over that. All right, let's try this. See if that's going to show up okay. Yeah, I don't mind that at all. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that on here. So I have Make-A-Wish. Oh no, see? Ugh. Crazy. And I don't know how I'm going to fix that. So what I will do, that's the only thing with red rubber, I get halos often. I have friends who trim their red rubber stamps. So to be honest, I'm one of the people that prefer photopolymer over red rubber, because with red rubber I struggle to get a nice stamp, to be honest with you. I am forever getting halos and it drives me bonkers. All right, I'm just going to cut another one of these. Makes me crazy. Crazy. Because, you know, I need help going crazy. I'm not crazy enough. All right, let's try this again. Tap, tap, tap. No halos. All right. Make-A-Wish. Much better. Okay, way better. And then I also used the Choose Happy stamp set. And honestly, you know what? I actually just bought it for the little candle. I mean, I will use everything else, but I totally bought it for the candle. And I've used this little candle so many times already, and I've only had it for a couple of weeks. So let me grab a little tiny block. And I'm just going to put a couple of candles on here. I think I've been looking at there's a new stamp set. Well, I don't think it's that new. It came out in, I think the July online exclusive release. And it's called Not 29 anymore, or something along those lines. And I keep looking at it and I think most of my friends are in their 60s and 70s. And I think, yeah, we're not 29 anymore. In fact, I have a friend, if you ask her, we were at her birthday one time and I said, "Oh, Pia, how old are you?" And she said, "29." And I don't think she's quite my age, but she's in her 60s if she's a day. And she's like, "29." I thought that was hilarious. So now if somebody asks me, I just say 29 because, you know. All right, so I'm going to pop this on here. Now on this one, several years ago, we had these little, is this it? Yeah, these little candle embellishments. So if you have these kicking around from a few years ago, I just glued a few. I have so many things that I bought years ago and still have not used, which is ridiculous. So it's like, Lisa, dig that stuff out and start using it. So I did. And I had remembered that I had these, and I popped them onto here. But so for here, I'm going to take my circles and I'm going to overlap them like this. Isn't that cute? So what I want to do is I should put, what do I do with my ink? Put a few more candles around on, maybe I'll glue them first and then decide where I'm going to put my candles. So what I want to do with this is have this circle slide under here to hold the card closed, because you can see otherwise it'll jump up, and I really don't want to put a belly band on it. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to, oh, you know what I think I'm going to do? I haven't done this for a while. Let me grab my piece of scrap paper that I had earlier. And I'm going to get my ink out of here so I don't get Wink of Stella on my ink. So I'm going to put a little bit of shimmer on these by just splattering some Wink of Stella on these. So I just want to make sure that my brush is really saturated, and you can see it is. And I'm just going to take the tip of the brush and I'm just going to splatter. I probably get it everywhere, but on the card that I want it. There. Pick up my ink. I love splatter. When I'm doing cards, I often will splatter a background with black or white, sometimes gold. Years ago we had a, you can still get it, Stampin' Up! Just doesn't sell it, but you can still get it. It's a gold, we had gold, silver, and I think bronze or copper metallic ink. And I wish they'd bring it back. I do use mine when I'm not demonstrating, like if I'm using my personal stuff, I use it. I bought it, I'm using it, you know. But, oh, there we go. There, so hopefully you can see just that little bit of shimmer. Doesn't show up very well, but I can see it. So there's like little dots of shimmer all over that, which is very birthday-y. So let's grab our card. So this I want to sit here, and then this can go here, but I want this one, the bigger one, to go underneath this one to hold the card closed. Hopefully that will work. It sort of works on this other one. Not wonderfully, but it does work a little bit. So I'm just going to put glue on one half of this circle. So I just want to put it on there. And I'm going to pop that on there like this. And then I want this one to be able to go underneath there. So I'm just going to put glue. Well, actually I can put glue on most of this, except this little, like right here. So put that there. I can even do more. I think I'll do more. I want it to be well adhered. So I'm going to slide this under here like that. And then this one I'm just going to put glue all over it. There we go. So that does hold it down fairly well. Slide that under it. If you wanted to make this stronger, what you could do is make a second circle of the same size out of just basic white and glue it together to make it a little bit more stable. But I don't think you need to, like it's holding it closed, and that's really kind of all you need to do. So I'm going to add a couple of more, is that good English? A couple more little candles here and there. like that. There, I think that finishes it off nicely. And then I have this is new, the gold shaker stars. Now, I love these things. And I've been using them in shakers, but I've also been using them just as an embellishment. So, let me grab my glue and my take your pick tool. And let's see, let's place a few around and see where we're going to put them. Oops, get over there. They don't show up like immensely, but they just reflect, and I think that that's fine. They make a good little reflection. And there's some smaller ones. Pop one over there. And I just want another little one here. Here's a small one. Oops. So I will put a small one over here. There, like that. What do you think? Isn't that cute? All right, so I'm going to just put a tiny little dot of glue. Get in there. There we go. Down boy. There we go. And did I do these two? No, I did not. Okay. So there, super cute. All right. So what do you think? Isn't this just the cutest card? All right. So there it is. I'm just going to let my stars dry a little bit. And I wish you could see the shimmer that from the splatter of this of the Wink of Stella, but it's really, really cute. And then there's our card. Isn't that great? Now, on the other card that I made for my son-in-law, this one here, I did have I put a note on the back. So if you wanted to, you could just leave, now in this Christmas one, I did a Christmas one. Let me just show you that. I'm just going to let these stars dry for a minute. I did do one out of the, what's it called? Elegant Pine Snowflakes. So I did one out of that as well. And I just left this here to write a little note. But isn't that cute? Super cute. So that's also going to be part of an upcoming class. But yeah, I just love these. And so anyways, I would start to show you, but I've already written on it. So I just put it on the back like that. And then now I have to get it to the mailbox before the end of the day because his birthday's next week and he lives out of town. So, but anyway, isn't that cute? I just love it. I hope you guys enjoyed this. With all my foibles and whatever today, having a moment. Thank you so much for joining me. I truly appreciate it. If you haven't already subscribed, I'd love you to subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to build my audience. And if you are subscribed and you enjoyed what you saw, please hit the like button. I'd really appreciate it. Thanks so much. Have an amazing day.